Hello everybody, today I'm going to be ranking enemies and events based on how easy they are to handle. And with that, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. First up, we have the bed monster. The bed monster hides under the bed and has a glowing square in front of it, kind of like a hitbox. If you step in you take damage, but this can be countered easily with maple syrup, an organ, or a transplant, so it's very easy. I'm going to give this an S tier. Next up, we have the hider. These are quite easy to deal with, after night 2, with a fire extinguisher, or just running away from it, and is easy most of the time. The only time it's not is when it's in room 8 or 7, since they can jump scare you whilst you're distracted doing the heart machine or the surgery, and so, I'm going to give it a B tier. After this we have the flesh of eyes. It's not that bad to deal with, but it's annoying because if you forget or even look up for a microsecond, you can lose loads of sanity. It's not horrible, but it's not easy to deal with. As to get rid of it sacrifices a lot of sanity, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very annoying to just be there, C tier. Then, we have the camera figure. It's not hard to deal with, but there are situations where if you are on console with bad button input, or your sensitivity is off, it's very hard and requires majority of the time quick reaction time, but only really matters on cams in the entrance, as those are used to detect anomalies, B tier. Next up we have the stalker. Not bad or anything and only appears 1 to 2 times except when they show up at the front desk. I won't say they are easy to deal with, but they are in no way really bad, and aren't that effective early game, when players farm coffee, a tier. After that, we have the ambulance event. In solo games, and even in public matches, these could ruin your run for critical patients in room 7 or room 6 where it takes a while to treat, and it's worse if there's a fainting patient or a patient on fire. Basically an anomaly horde majority of the time. Insanely hard to deal with, especially solo, D tier. Then, we have the mimic. It reveals itself usually after check-in, after any treatment, or sometime while recovering, and goes to the closest patient or player. Even though it's not that bad with a patient, it is horrible when it attacks you. It never leaves until you drag it to someone else. It's really bad, and one slip-up could kill you at low sanity, D tier. Another event is the room fire. Happens randomly, and can be put out by fire extinguisher or by hand, although by hand damages you a lot, and even though it's better, so does the fire extinguisher. It does a lot of damage over time and is really bad. Overall, C tier. Next up, we have the fainted patient. This is a patient that faints after it checks in or during an ambulance shift. It's quite annoying to treat usually, but since binning it counts as treating, it's actually very easy to do. S tier. Then, we have the tendril. It's very annoying, especially if you are on the other side of the map, but as long as you know that the majority of the order is set in stone, you can do it very quickly, but it's still worse than others, a tier. Next up, we have patients on fire. These come during ambulance shifts and at random appearances. They can be put out with a fire extinguisher. They are not harmful at all and are very easy. The only thing they do is make specific patients harder, which we will get to later. Because it's only even a tiny bit harmful with others, it goes in S tier. Then we have bed monsters dragging in patients, not really harmful, but a distraction, and if not paid attention to, kills the patient, with worse timers than the patient on fire, but still not being as bad. It creates a distraction, and a one you have to attend to quickly. I'm going to give it in a tier. After this, we have the critical patient. Not as bad as some things like the mimic or the ambulance shift, and it is very easy in the majority of rooms. But in rooms 7 and 6, it's a run ender, especially when comboed with a patient on fire. It's very hard to deal with, as mentioned before. It only appears in ambulance events, but without other factors, room 7 and 6 are still run enders, B tier. For one of the last of the entities, we have the ghost. Appears after killing a patient. Can be killed with a gun, a taser, or a scanner, is still very annoying to deal with and causes a lot of sanity loss, maybe out of your control, especially if it comes from a room 7/6 critical patient, is very annoying and deals not much, but deals fast and a lot over time, D tier. For the last of the entities, the new character, Slimebert, a slimy character that appears around shift 12, it's very dangerous to touch, taking 20 sanity if you touch it, and roams around a lot. So is really obnoxious, and easily runs into a player, because it's new. I'm not fully sure if it's been fully discovered, but for now, it's annoying and luckily only appears once, C tier. Lastly, we have the death ritual. The death ritual happens when you let an anomaly in and has a chance of happening, where the anomaly will sacrifice its life to lose an animal life in the hospital. It can be dealt with by putting out the candles. Putting out the candles with eye drops prevents sanity loss, and tasing or shooting the patient, who will be an anomaly. It has a short timer, and so is a big distraction, and is very annoying on occasion. See tier. And with that, that's all of the entities and events ranked in Animal Hospital. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.